family, society, and the law. It also shows in faithfulness in action and decision, staying through challenges, not escaping when things get tough, building a life together intentionally, respecting and protecting each other publicly and privately. Without this level of commitment, many relationships remain undefined, and undefined relationships are easy to abandon. Now, let's look at what commitment means in a working relationship. This is relationship in organizations. What commitment means, what agreement means, the need for the agreement itself. Now, it means commitment, agreement means I am dependable. You can count on me. It's seen in doing your job well, without constant supervision, meeting deadlines, taking responsibilities, respecting the structure and vision of the organization. Because definitely you are part of it. You are part of it by agreement. Every single thing that is happening to that company, happening to that organization, is also happening to you. Your money is there, the time is there, the energy is there. You cannot even decide to do anything you like because you know what is at stake. So you was doing your job well without constant supervision, meeting deadlines, taking responsibility, respecting the structure and vision of the organization, because a committed worker adds value, while an uncommitted worker adds stress. Yes. Most times when you get to see people misbehaving, find out, check very well, they have contributed little or not. Yes, I have first-hand experience of this. There are times I was doing a free training, free counseling, so many free things. And that was the time I met the worst set of people. I have to be sincere with you. Right now that I don't do that, especially outside this place, you must have to go through the process. You have to book, you have to set out time for it, you have to make your payment, you have to choose a time or minutes you want us to discuss and all that. It has a kind of segregated or serious people. When people pay, they bring out their time. And when they bring out time, they listen. We tell them what they should do. They try to do it, although not in every case. Some will not be able to do it, but most will try to do it. So that is one of the things agreement does for us. So, in business, we have looked at what commitment looks. In business, I still have other things to say there. In business, commitment is backbone of partnership. We are in business. I make my commitment. I won't talk about commitment, talking about agreement. I've described what agreement looks like in the beginning of this. So, in business, commitment is the backbone of the partnership. It means we are both serious, accountable, and transparent. It shows in honoring agreement and contracts. That thing we have agreed. I'm going to come, I'm going to take this part of business, I'm going to do this part of this, I'm going to contribute certain part of money. Doing your own judiciously. Being honest in your financial abilities. Yes, being honest in the financial is one of the things you get to see when there is commitment, when there is agreement, working agreement in establishment. Keeping promises to clients and partners. Staying consistent even when profit is not immediate. Without commitment, business becomes gambling. Yes, without commitment, business becomes gambling. Because definitely nobody can be held accountable. There's no law to hold them accountable. But with commitment, business becomes structured. It can grow because people are putting in the real value and real work in it. Now, let's look at benefit of having clear commitments in marriage. We're also going to look at in business. In marriage, what are the benefits you get when you have clear commitment or clear agreement? Security and stability. Both partners feel safe and settled. Respect from family and society. Union is recognized and honored. Legal protection. Rights are protected in case of disputes. Clear expectations. No confusion about rules and responsibilities. Strong emotional bond. Commitment builds trust over time. I'm going to explain each and every one of this. When we talk about security and stability, there was a time I made a post. Why I made the post was because of the case I handled. Someone denied a traditional marriage. It's actually in Igbo land. He denied a traditional marriage. He said there was a case. I won't go into details. Then he was like, the woman was like saying that, how can my husband do this kind of thing? That because he did this kind of thing, this is what the law says about it. Why the man, trying to protect himself, said he is not married to her. So it became an argument, a very big argument. The man said, since that's the case, and this is what the law says, the only way he could get out of the top is if he's not married to her. So he said, oh, fine, I'm not married to you. So the girl was talking, got upset, and all that. The woman got upset and was like, why would you say we're not married? How? We did traditional marriage, did everything in face of my family, in place of this thing, did brought pictures, did everything and all that. And the man said that they are not married. That's what he said. So I asked the girl, did you people do court marriage? I'm sorry, a woman, because she's no longer a small person. Did you people do court marriage? He said no. Did you people do church marriage? He said no, that it was just a ceremony inside their compound, which of course is qualified to be a traditional marriage. However, there was no written agreement anywhere. So when I came online and made it, some people started attacking me. They said traditional marriage is the best marriage. Forget about the church marriage. Forget about this. Forget about it. That this is the fundamental one, the one that was there even in the time of our forefathers. So I was telling them, you have to open your eyes. So many things are happening, and if you feign ignorance, you become ignorant. You become a victim of it. So I advised that even if there is you want to do only traditional marriage, let there be an agreement both of you will sign, and your father, the person's father, all these people that are supposed to be witnesses will sign. That's the benefit that church marriage gives you. That's the benefit that your court marriage gives you, which you cannot find in traditional marriage of our culture. I don't know how it is in other cultures. So that was how he left the case. He said he's not married to her, and that was it. The picture, he said he was dating. There was no, I know they took it further, but I was not involved as it went further. So I went and explained. I came out and said it. I said that this is a problem and is a loophole that some men are exploring. If you don't do the needful, you become a victim. So security and stability. If your marriage is done the right way, if you did all I've listed, at least 3 of them, the introduction, the normal traditional marriage, and then either church or court marriage, you're already covered. You're already covered. There is at least one certificate you're going to get. But if you do all of them like me, you're going to get at least 2 certificates, because court will give you, while church will also give you. So it gives you security and stability. Secondly, there will be respect. There will be respect. There's one thing I used to tell people that, you see, when people get pregnant without wedding or without marriage, at times they'll be forced to go and remove it. At times they will be shy to carry the pregnancy. At times they will hide and all that. So the same pregnancy, there is the same way pregnancy is gotten outside marriage. It's still the same way it's gotten inside marriage. But the difference is that a marriage is more honorable because you did the needful. Because you did the needful. So that is the benefit, second benefit of having a clear commitment or agreement in your marriage. Respect for family and society. Legal protection, yes, legal protection. Most especially when the man dies, and you know men die earlier. Yeah, according to studies. When the man dies, at times the family of the man will come, I mean the first family before he got married, they will come to claim all his belongings. And you're going to see the woman in trouble, see the wife in trouble. Some of them that are not enlightened, they'll be forced to do something they didn't plan to do just because they don't know their left from their right. And some of them that did only traditional marriage, they will have to solve the problem through traditional way. And most times, those traditional ways doesn't favor them. I just have to be sincere with you. Yeah, doesn't favor them. So you see, that's why I advocate that you go for church and then go for court marriage, if possible, so that you will have other protection aside from the traditional, because most times the traditional marriage will not protect you, will not give you that maximum protection that you need. Next one is right. Even if there is a problem, this is not only the case where, in the case whereby the husband dies or the wife dies, even if there is a problem, both of you are having a problem, you can really fight for divorce. Yes, fight for divorce. There are processes that are going to take. After taking the processes, and both of you are dissolved, the marriage is dissolved, you see that well, if they're sharing property, you're going to get something. You're not going to just leave empty-handed like that. So these are benefits you're going to get: a clear expectation, strong emotional bond, and every other thing. Because of time, I'm going to go into details regarding that. So let's look at benefits of agreement in business. One, trust between partners. Everyone knows where they stand. Smooth operations. There will be less conflict. There will be less misunderstanding. Growth and longevity. Structure helps sustainability. We all know that. If you do your own part, I do my own part, you see that business will keep moving. And once it keeps moving, it keeps growing, which is what everyone wants. Then good reputation. Good reputation. Because people trust committed businesses. If you guys are not having problem in that business, all the board members, the partners, as the case may be, they're not having problem. They're all having things in order. People, if you open for investment for people to come and invest in your business, it's easier for them. People don't like when there is chaos or problem or trust issues. So that's your agreement, and keeping to it alone is enough to fetch you a lot of people coming to share your ideas, coming to invest into your business, which is what you need as business owner. Then accountability. Everyone takes responsibility seriously. Everyone takes responsibility seriously, because if they don't take responsibility serious, they have something to lose. They are not doing it now because they want to. They are doing it because they must, because they have a commitment, they have agreement that will put them accountable. And perhaps also money. Money. Business don't start with the mouth. There's money. They are putting their money. So if for any reason they fail their own part, to protect the other person, there's advantage the person is going to get. So that's one of the reasons why people are careful with it. Not because they just want to, or because they are Christian and they are using or they are churchy person, or they are too religious to keep it. No. It's because there is a law that is guiding it, which can make them lose or gain, depending on what they choose to do in that business. Okay, disadvantages of lack of agreements in both marriage and then in business. These are the advantages. Then after that, we're going to conclude. I'm going to list them and explain as much I can. One, confusion and insecurity. Confusion and insecurity. When you see people married, this one is so much. I must tell you that so much. When you see people living together, they are not married officially and they're living together, giving birth. At times when you ask them, what are you people doing? They will start here to explain from here to another country. They will explain from another country back. They can explain for hours, trying to make you understand what's going on, because they are even confused with themselves. And there's this security, because anybody can wake up any day and go, and nobody will hold them accountable, because the families are not aware of your being together. The society are not aware of your being together. Your country is not even aware of your being together. Your church is not aware of your being together. So there's insecurity and there's confusion. You go to explain tire. Then easy exit. I've talked about it. People can easily walk away. Nobody is making nobody can be held accountable. Lack of respect. Yes, lack of respect. It's an unwritten law. It's an is more common because I have more stake in this business. I'm giving all I can. Why? Because the other person does not have more any stake at all, because it's not even part of any form of agreement. He can handle it the way he likes. I can wake up in the morning, come in to see that all the effort I've made has gone down the drain because the person I'm working with is not committed, have no agreement, have no stake in it. He's not losing anything. Yeah, there's a saying that don't do anything with someone that has nothing to lose. The only way you can make someone to have something to lose is agreement. Legal vulnerability is actually the last on the disadvantages of not having agreement in your business or your marriage relationships. So, legal vulnerability, no proper protection if things go wrong. Yes, I've been saying it here. Agreement gives you protection in case your partner misbehaves. It gives your partner a protection in case you misbehave. So, both of you might be making your efforts, trying to make things work, not because you're a good person, no, but because of what is at stake. And that is actually what is governing the corporate world. Otherwise, there are so many kind of people working. There are people that are very bad, there are people that are greedy, there are people that are insincere. But what is keeping them to act sensibly, even when they don't, even if when they are facing a lot of circumstances, because of agreement. They know that if they mess up, they have something waiting for them, and that alone can make them lose out. So, lastly, and in conclusion, if a relationship is important, please, whether it's marriage relationship or business relationship or positional relationship, don't leave it undefined. Define it, agree on it, commit to it, because commitment is not a cage, it's a foundation. And any relationship without a foundation will not stand for long, be it marriage relationship or business and organizational relationship. So thank you so much and have a wonderful evening.